But if he gets a bunch of yeses and gets enough of them...
All right, here we go, Vinny. They're coming in. The judge is on the bench.
Here comes the judge.
Holy shit! Holy shit!
Yeah. I couldn't believe it. He's so excited.
I wish they kept him mic'd up for the yeses. Would have been so.
Who is that guy?
I don't know, but he's the best.
You are.
There it is.
Hell yeah, boss.
Oh, hey.
Oh, yeah. Welcome to episode 956 of Hard Factor. It is Thursday, June 2nd, 2022. Thank you for cheating on the news with us. Today, we got the final flushing of Amber Turd in the cup of coffee in the big time. After that, a regulation slash-a-thon in Ohio, men saved by hamsters in the TikTok International Moment, and a big hit to Vegas weddings to close things out, and much more. As always, going to be a hell of a Thursday. How you boys doing?
Sure is.
Oh, so good, man.
Yeah.
Feel
So
good after that victory for men today. You know what I mean?
Needed
Oh
it.
yeah, with Johnny.
We needed it.
Huge for men.
That'll teach him.
Yeah.
We needed to win, you know.
They're gonna teach this in fucking media studies class for the rest of history.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
I tried to clip down this clip like a couple weeks ago, where the judge had a Twitter expert. They had a Twitter expert on it, essentially saying like how much this person or the case had defamed Amber Heard, and the judge was like, you know, there are nicknames for her, da 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 da, Amber Turd.
Oh, yeah.
Turd
The
burger.
judge said it in the courtroom, and it was just, oh man! I tried to clip it.
She was trying to have some fun. I got some clips later. We'll get to
The
that
judge
later.
say, Terry,
We'll get
nice.
to that later.
Speaking of clips, guys, please share and save our videos on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, wherever you like to waste time on your phone, whatever apps you use. And also, if Snapchat is one of those apps you use, Snapchat is coming soon too. We're working
Are the
on that.
boys getting into
That's next in the
Snapchat?
pipeline. Yeah.
Uh-oh. Hopefully there's no
Boys are.
Christy Elias in the group. You know what I mean? Oh.
Oh,
He
right.
said-
That's where he
He
diddled
harassed. Yeah, he harassed
Yeah.
like teenage girls. Yeah.
yeah.
because
Yeah,
it's a
yeah.
secret.
Yeah. It'll disappear, right? No, Christy.
Yeah, no, we
Elias.
won't do that. We won't send you any nudes on our
Well,
Snapchat, but
You know.
once it's up
Probably
and
not.
running.
It's gonna get weird.
I remember when it came out, I was just sending my dick to buddies.
It was like
Really?
Isn't
Yeah.
it for, wasn't it for that when it first
Back
came
in
out? though?
2011, yeah, it was
When
like,
it first came out, it was definitely for. Now, I'm not saying harassment. I'm saying like
No.
consensual,
it was a gag.
consensual like sex pictures, like amongst people that were willing to receive them for the most part.
Other
never got a
guys that
dick
were
pic.
were in fraternities that you met after college. That
You know what? Speaking
Yeah.
of dick pics, you guys ready to do the news?
Yeah. Sure.
Let's do the news. Yeah. Did that play?
Cup of coffee in the big time.
There we go.
there's our guy.
No, that was weird. Hey, guys, trending stories, the top story, all that stuff. But first, a fun fact. Speaking of dick pics, June was first officially declared Gay Pride Month by President Clinton in 1999. It was again officially declared by Barack Obama. And then the first Republican president to officially acknowledge it, Donald Trump. He sent a tweet in 2019 that the Oval Office then turned into an official presidential statement. And that statement was, "It's your month, queers. Go nuts." No, I kid. Have a ball.
Whatever you do.
But this is a great time for sleazy corporations to try and capitalize.
He had the first gay
selling
cabinet
rainbow
member.
everything, right? Yeah.
First gay cabinet member,
He
Trump,
did.
who was on our
Grinnell.
show.
That's right. Grinnell's on our show. And this is when all the corporations sell all the rainbow stuff for profit that, the gay people don't care about. It's just ridiculous time of the month for that stuff. And I'd like to
Really
say
is.
Happy Pride Month, Wes and Will and Pat. Oh, you see, you see what I did there?
Hey, I've gone down and danced during Pride. It was fun.
Exactly.
I'm a big time Pride guy.
It was actually a lot of fun.
Gay people are fun. Come on. All right. Let's get
Maybe I'll send my first random dick pic to a male friend this Pride Month.
Yeah.
Still probably harassment unless they ask for it.
It's a great way to celebrate Pride.
Let them know first. Let's get to the trending mentions. This story is probably not like the best story for directly following the history of Pride Month, but it does make the most sense to like out of the honorable mentions if you stick to a theme like I like to do. Former Virginia Tech linebacker, 19-year-old Isimemen Etute was acquitted of murder earlier this week in the killing of his Tinder date, Jerry Smith, who was a 40-year-old gay man posing as a woman. And he didn't tell him she was a he.
No disclosure. And then there was a beat to death.
I'm glad you're covering this, Mark, because I saw it last week. What happened? How the hell did he get acquitted?
So Etute got a blowjob from Jerry, who was posing as like Angie, and did sex acts with Jerry Smith, thinking he was a woman. And it's important to be clear here. According to reports I read, the man posing as a woman was not a transgender woman. He identified as a gay man, but occasionally, and according to the court findings, would like trick guys on purpose
go and drag
by posing as a woman for some rendezvous. Like, for example, he was a 21-year-old woman on Tinder, even though there's a 40-year-old man named Angie something that was a nurse. But like his everyday life, he walked around as a man. He only did that like
He was a prankster.
for like certain sex things. It wasn't like, because if it's a transgender woman, we're in a different game here, right? You know, like this is a man that identifies as a gay man, and if I'm wrong about this, I apologize, but this is what I gather from all the research I've done.
Right.
He was maliciously, it wasn't a full transgender woman that, you know, walked around as a woman, identified as a woman. It was okay.
This is maybe how he maybe satisfied himself better,
potentially,
right?
but that's important note. What apparently happened in this instance was Etute went over to Smith's apartment in downtown Blacksburg, which was purposely kept dark, and got blown real good, and then left, and someone potentially told him that Smith was a dude, like one of his buddies on the team, or he figured it out himself eventually, and so he went back to the apartment later to confront Smith to verify, at which point Smith was like not, you know, dressed as a woman, not posing as a woman, and he's like, you got me, and then things got very physical. Etute, who admitted to being enraged, said that he thought Smith was reaching for a gun at one point under his mattress, what turned out to be a knife. There was a knife, and then so he beat Smith to death. With 5 punches to the head and a few kicks.
Had Smith not pulled the knife, he wouldn't have got acquitted.
They did go for self-defense. There would have been some sort of charge had he not gone for the knife, I do believe. Smith is 150 pounds, by the way. Etute is a 3-star recruit at linebacker for the esteemed Virginia Tech Hokies.
Right, probably a solid 240.
Easily. Big guy. The jury deliberated for only 3 hours before returning its verdict of not guilty of a charge of second-degree murder. Exactly. To the 2020. Exactly. Now Etute is acquitted of murder. I hope he can get back out there for my Virginia Tech Hokies and murder opposing teams' running backs again. You know,
man. You know why this is it's fucked up on so many levels. But do you guys remember in college when you guys were star athletes in college, when you'd get on Tinder and swipe or match with clearly 40-year-old men that you would then get blown in their apartments?
You're thinking he knew?
They're off-campus apartments.
You're thinking he knew? I don't think he knew.
And knowing that they're clearly not college students, and then
he knew he wasn't.
This is another
college
phone experience.
Remember that? You guys remember that?
I don't have that phone. Another one.
No one remembers it because he knew exactly what he was doing, which was getting blown by an older dude. I mean, come on.
You think so? I don't know.
Think about all the context clues. Off campus, the hair on the back of his neck.
It was downtown.
Okay. Downtown, even better, man.
This is a dark apartment.
You go to
downtown
Sunchase
Blacksburg
or
is tiny. It's right by the school, so.
I mean, he was 150 pounds. I'm sure. I'm sure he dressed up.
Was he hammered?
Looked like a woman. Yeah, I'm sure he was.
Well, I mean, had the knife not been drawn, the charges wouldn't have been dropped.
Maybe
Had he not dressed up like a woman and tried to trick people, this never would have happened.
Right.
Maybe
Entrapment plus drawing the knife, that equals Blacksburg. You are totally
Hey, look,
scot-free.
guys, you're missing the point. Maybe Etute can do a water boy next season, you know, who is also a linebacker, and picture the other team's quarterbacks and running backs as dudes pretending to be women that are asking to blow him, and he gets upset and then gets a lot of sacks.
Right.
Look, 3 hours of deliberation is not much, but to be fair, the case was in Blacksburg, as we covered, Blacksburg's home county of Montgomery County, and it's been a tough decade for the Hokies, and this kid can really play at linebacker. I mean, for example, he's been compared to Ray Lewis a lot recently.
Well,
both
in more ways
murders.
than one.
Yeah. Well, it's only been recently, in fact, yeah.
Right, just the last couple days.
But good comparison at linebacker. Okay.
Etute is beaten off to a certain type of pornography. I'm just putting that out there. That's gonna
keep an eye on Etute, you know? So, if friends and family, keep an eye on Etute. If this happens again, shame on fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice. I like real gay guys.
So
dress as women,
was it?
you know?
Did he get introduced? Did he say? Did he order this hookup, or was it like?
It was a Tinder date. It was a Tinder date.
Okay,
It was a Tinder date.
Someone else found
She was a
out.
21-year-old woman on. I think one of his buddies said, "You just got blown by a dude,"
and he said, "What?"
Yeah. Then he got laughed at probably by all the college football players or something. This is all like assumptions.
Had he been doing?
He went back to the apartment to figure it out. He figured it out.
The fact it was Tinder too, even more. Off and black.
I thought the breath was a little hot.
Yeah.
I thought the blowjob was too good to be a lady.
Thought I got caught at an Adam's apple at some point. All right, sticking with sports and deaths. The death of integrity in the sport of golf officially has a name, and it's Dustin Johnson. It's Sergio Garcia. It's Lee Westwood, Ian Poulter, Greg Norman, some kid that won the NCAA championship in 2021, and like 30 to 35 other golfers. Those sons of bitches. What's the name of this league? What's the LIV or the LIV? How do you pronounce it?
LIV.
The LIV Golf League, backed by the Saudis, has a $1.61 billion or pound, even more.
Is it
pound
LIV,
dowry?
Is it 54? Like
I don't know.
Saudi Golf League or some
Who
shit.
knows? 54, whatever. Live 54. The Saudi League has a $1.61 billion dowry just to start, and most you like that, and most of that is going to the players.
So many cows.
Yeah, most of that's going to the players. So it's no surprise people are leaving. I mean, Wes, we talked about it a few times offline. What are you doing if you're Dustin Johnson?
Exactly what he did.
Why?
To go and bang Paulina as much as he possibly can.
Yep.
And not have to work as much.
Yep.
Is she like a WWE girl for golf or something?
She's the hottest woman in the world, Paulina Gretzky.
Paulina Gretzky.
The great one's daughter that he's married to. The hottest woman.
Ever seen her?
Ever seen her?
I'm more of a fan of the Gretzky hockey family.
Happy Pride Month.
Not me.
Pat.
She's part of the family.
Even though DJ
hockey?
literally, she's
in the family of the great one.
Just look at her. Yeah,
wow.
She is the great one.
Hello.
She's a great one herself, right? That's
She's
a good
the great
point.
one. Even though DJ literally just a few months ago pledged his allegiance to the PGA Tour, things change quickly when Phil Mickelson gets booted from the league for insulting the Saudi crown prince for committing horrible atrocities he committed, but that we don't talk about, therefore freeing up hundreds and hundreds of millions for a new face of the tour, who then mentions the amount of money to his smoking hot wife, who responds to the offer by just putting on a swimsuit and pointing to an island on a map.
Right.
Choices made.
Yeah.
Choices made.
It's a good call here by lanky Tim McGraw. I mean, for his soul to feel good about his soul, bad call, because now he's just the Saudis poster boy. But
you don't. Who cares? Like,
right,
who cares?
for the pocketbook, he's
going to go around the world with Paulina now and play like 10 tournaments a year.
Also,
he's in her prime right now.
He hasn't been winning consistently.
He's the 13th best player in the world now after being first for a while.
He definitely fell off from his hot streak. So
it's a yes from Dustin and Paulina. No word yet on if Mickelson.
Also, think about this. Now he'll probably win again.
Oh, 100% he'll win again.
Probably.
Right. So now he's going to be like a favorite on every.
But it's like a weird. It's like 4 teams of 12. So
you don't get cut over there. It's guaranteed money.
It's just money.
Oh yeah.
He doesn't care.
You don't get cut at all
unless you're Khashoggi.
Now, hang on. Yeah. Then you get cut for sure. He's not going to practice. He's not going to be practicing. So who knows if he's going to win?
Listen, the reason he's fallen off so hard to begin with is because he's on that yacht too damn much, and now he's just going to be on it more.
Right. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. He's going to practice even less.
They don't ever cut his yacht time either, Wes. They don't cut any of that.
Yacht's expensive. Who's paying for the yacht, man?
Saudis.
Well, first of all,
he's making
she's
like $500 million to go over there. Yeah.
She is the great one's daughter.
Yeah.
You see Conor McGregor on his Lambo yacht. Piece of shit. No word yet on if Mickelson's allowed back in either the PGA Tour or the 54 or the Live or whatever the fuck it is. You can't play both sides. If you want to make hundreds of millions of dollars and be the number one guy in your league, you have to take the LeBron approach with China, the John Cena approach with China, the Nike approach with China, but with the Saudis, Phil, and pretend like they do nothing wrong.
It's a good point.
The
I mean, there's already
has a Chinese PGA too, and there's lots of crazy shit going on there. So they're pretty big hypocrites when it comes to this one.
I mean,
Lots
I don't
of
really care about the
sellouts
PGA Tour. I'm just having fun with it.
I know. I'm just saying.
Sponsored by Ping.
Yeah, I mean, PGA Tour is shady too.
Probably.
That's a good point, Wes. It's like we didn't used to care people playing in like the Chinese leagues or the Russian leagues at all, but now all of a sudden it's a huge deal if you play.
Because
it's
the PGA is in competition.
This is a serious competitor. The Chinese PGA is a joke.
Right.
No one plays in it that's good.
That's exactly right.
This is 1.6 billion pounds. They've got Dustin Johnson. They've got Sergio Garcia. They're going to get more people.
It's because the PGA is scared. Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Correct.
Yeah, they don't want the legit.
It's a serious
exactly
competitor.
what Mark said.
Well, they should have a competitor. Honestly, the PGA has been the only one in the game for too long.
Well, they have the British, and the British Tour is a pretty good competitor. I mean,
let's move on from golf.
Yeah.
I mean, but it is the Saudis. Like, so sorry, everybody who's like, oh, it's the
point of the
Saudis.
story was to put up Paulina
It's like-
pictures, guys.
Right.
You're
Can you
missing
do
the
it
point.
again?
You're missing the point, guys.
There it is.
Is she organic? What's going
Yes.
on there?
Yes.
Yes, that's made from Earth, bud.
Wow.
All right, couple of quick updates.
Straight from the great one, you know? Like,
Yeah. It's
think about
another
that.
assist from the great one.
All-time goal scorer.
A couple of quick updates from stories earlier this week. Let's talk Paul Pelosi, husband of Nancy, a guy that can predict the stock market like no other human and recent DUI recipient. It's being reported that 65 years ago, Paul accidentally killed his 19-year-old brother when he was 16 in a late-night joyride in a sports car. So that sucks. It's time to get a driver, Paul. Get a permanent driver, dude.
Oh my goodness.
Sad.
Very.
Yeah.
Okay, so Paul Pelosi's like he's at the top of every.
They
of every
flipped
death
the
pool now.
car, and his
Yeah.
brother had a neck brace on from some other incident. Which
He was
ended
already in a neck. Okay, I don't want to laugh at that. Okay,
it's
and
horrible.
That's kind of funny.
Probably
And
a great time to go
Already
driving
neck
around
brace?
hammered with him.
neck
huh?
brace ended up killing him.
Oh God. Okay. All right. And Will called
Insane
it.
that he still drives drunk after that.
Well, this is gonna. It's like one of those like triggering moments for
It's a
serial
lifetime
killers.
ago.
This is This is gonna bring back some flashbacks, especially since it's in the news everywhere. And Will called it on the Mexican pizza from Taco Bell. Here's a message we got from a listener. We're allowed to play this.
Yeah.
Who we are talking, we're taking this at 100% face value because this would be a weird thing to lie about, and quite frankly, we don't vet our sources. The listener says this. I work for one of the major distribution companies that supplies most Taco Bells, and the Mexican pizza is going away because we can't get enough of the 6.5-inch crispy tortilla shells to make them. It's the only item, which Will also called, Taco Bell sells that uses this shell. And between us and the suppliers, he names the suppliers, Tyson and Frito-Lay, we stockpiled for 6 months to prepare for the rollout, and we're already completely out of these shells. What's it been, like a month? Not even. Sales were 3 to 5 times higher than the promotional sales projections, blah, 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 supply chain issues, blah, blah. We didn't send them enough shells. Got it. Nailed it.
I was wrong.
Shells.
I stand corrected, man. I thought it was just a fucking game.
Nah, man.
I thought we were
it's
just
shells.
pawns.
The good news is that
those shells are hard. I mean, that's a high quality material. That's why the Mexican pizza is in such high demand.
it
And
is.
it's a fried shell.
Oh, but
Time out. The
They got
good
a
news
fryer
is
there. They got
the good news is
shells.
we know inside baseball when the next shipment's coming,
That's right.
and we don't need to tell
right.
anyone
Let us
really.
know.
I mean, we could, but
They won't announce it.
yeah, we'll know first. All right, last one before the top story, which I'm pretty sure we all know what it is. Bad news, guys. If you thought we were exaggerating about the economy or just pessimistic or wrong or whatever, you might want to earmuffs it for a few minutes. The CEO of JP Morgan Chase, like the biggest and oldest bank in the U.S., Jamie Dimon. I think that. Come
Who cares? Come on with that
Awesome
name.
Missing it one D for Diamond. DIMON. Jamie Dimon.
Something to work towards.
close enough. Close
Says
enough to get the CEO at Chase. Yeah.
Exactly. Says that we all need to prepare for a, quote, financial hurricane.
Oh man.
That
Yeah.
sounds bad.
Yeah.
Kevin Lineage
Yeah, exactly.
commented.
We all catch money in the wind.
Yeah, Joel Silver.
No, he means your money being drained from all of your investment accounts.
Silver, ew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at this guy,
Also,
though. Does this
the
guy look like
hurricane-
he's wrong about money often?
No, he knows so much about money. I mean,
Yeah.
look at that. His hair is like the
Diamond color.
It's like so silvery.
Yeah.
It's
God.
perfectly silver.
He looks like Lord So-and-so from
He's a
yesterday's
genius.
episode.
Yeah, he's made so many good financial decisions.
How do you
in his life.
age like that?
Financial hurricane.
I'd walk off a cliff for that guy.
I want to age like that. What kind of what finger does he have a ring on? Some weird finger he's got.
I don't know.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
He only knows that's a special type of ring that he only knows about. And
You know what he looks like?
A lot of sense.
He knows some things. I literally, he knows what we don't, Will. He's privileged beyond privilege.
He looks like financial coach Taylor. Put him back up.
Yeah. From Friday Night Lights.
Yeah, clear.
Oh yeah, a
eyes,
little bit. Yeah,
He's
full
definitely the
bank
best.
accounts.
He's definitely the best looking 62-year-old CEO of a bank.
not only does Mr. Diamond know what he's talking about, but the did you guys see Janet Yellen? You know, she's the secretary.
What'd she say?
Or the treasury or whatever her job. Yes,
Treasury's more relevant to
something like that. Well, so
Janet
she's like,
B.
she
Yellen.
said she came out finally a year after saying inflation wasn't a big deal and was finally like, oh yeah, I was totally wrong. Inflation's like here to stay. Like you're fucked.
not good. Well, this guy, Diamond, who dreams of gold bars and his gold satin pillowcases every night. He said, well, it's because of the war in Ukraine and inflation.
Yeah,
and gas prices.
Yellen did the same.
And
blaming it on
everything,
else, but yeah,
probably supply chain and COVID and everything. And so get your storm shutters ready.
He's like sipping scotch. You better thank God you married me, honey.
It wasn't all that money.
Pat yourself on the back for that one.
Right. It wasn't all that money they printed and sent directly into the stock market and the banks. Right. It wasn't none of that. None of that did any of this.
You guys,
it's all this other stuff.
He's also probably saying that to his whores, his escorts. You better be glad I picked you.
You guys seen a picture of Janet Yellen?
No.
She fits right in with Diamond. There's
she looks smart.
There's something in the genes there.
She looks like old money. She looks like if old money became a person, like liquefied, and then
she's literally wearing a fucking
person.
like a count's cape.
She looks like Robert the Bruce's uncle that's living above him. She looks like the person in the attic that's telling Diamond what to do.
She looks like she's got a separate stairwell in her house.
Yeah, they keep her upstairs, and she sends the news down to Diamond here, and
it's probably a private elevator, really.
Yeah. Oops. All right. Yeah. There you go.
They knew each other growing up. You can tell by the looks.
But also,
same private schools. For sure.
Fuck this CEO of JP Morgan. Like, say something positive. You make like $50 million a year, if not more, with stock options. So just shut the fuck up, man. This isn't Don't Look Up. We already know. Like, you don't have to just keep stoking the fire. We get it. Like,
he's just managing expectations for themselves, really, because they're one of the biggest fucking banks in the world. So
he did say stuff like, "We're preparing for the hurricane."
Right? Yeah. Don't expect a ton of cash from us
or loans. Period. Or any loans.
We're gonna totally fuck you over in the next couple of years. Hope you're ready.
Couple lazy quarters for the boys.
You're ready for us bending you over.
Ready for that big financial dick of mine?
We're gonna be fine, but your house is fucked.
That takes us to the last story, but I have to run for a quick second. Talk amongst yourselves. I'll be back in 1 minute.
Oh, I wonder what the last story is going to be about.
Ooh, I love it. I love it when someone knocks on Mark's door during the show. It's like my favorite.
Oh, is that what's happening?
I assume so. The people in Mark's neighborhood will not let him alone. They will not stop.
We live on the corner there.
If it's a knocking on the door, I'm surprised he's getting up. It must be some kind of emergency. Dude, this has got to be like a fire alarm.
You might be getting a prop.
We should put a vote together of whether or not we should put a foyer mic in Mark's house so that we can. This happens once a month that he has to leave the desk to go and deal with a knock at the door. A foyer mic would be key here.
It would be.
Am I
just
right?
a doorbell mic. Yeah.
You know what he needs to get is a front fence. Nobody's walking up to your doorway when you have a front fence. I learned that with this house. Never had one before.
Shit!
I
was right. It was a prop.
Prop.
Looks like someone who was knocking at the front door gave Mark a pirate outfit.
It's time for
the cream of the crop.
You have a saber.
Today's story is Captain Jack Sparrow himself, Johnny Depp, won his defamation court case against Amber Heard. I think we all knew it. It's hard. It's so hard to read with one eye. It was all eyes. Speaking of which, when the jury finally read their verdict, at first they came in without filling out like the compensatory. Did you guys see that? They came in like the jury came in.
Yeah. They forgot to fill out like the money.
The money, like the whole point.
Yeah, the whole point. They're like, we think he won, but we don't know what he should get.
The verdict read, we love Johnny. Just wanted to say we love Johnny.
Can we get an autograph from Johnny?
And the judge goes like, hey, you have to fill this in and you have to put the amount the person's owed, even if it's zero. And you could tell she added the even if it's zero because obviously Depp had won.
Right.
So like,
Yeah, I mean, they forgot to do the compensatory and punitive amounts like a bunch of scallywags. They got sent back to their quarters by the judge to fill out the amounts, which ended up being $10 million awarded to Depp for, I believe, the compensatory damages, and $5 million for punitive. I don't know if I have those reversed, but it was 10 and 5. And $2 million for Heard compensatory and 0 punitive. But with Virginia law capping punitive, again, I might have them switched. One of them at $350K. The math says Depp nets $8.35 million and wins all of his claims that Heard defamed him with untruthful and malicious statements, and Heard won one of her 3 claims for that smaller amount, like $2 million. But it was all Depp, guys.
Bezos, another man who got off scot-free, Bezos.
Yeah, he didn't sue the Post. But it was all Depp. He's in Europe playing concerts in 69 and Kate Moss and whoever else Kate's comfortable with in the room. And Heard was in court looking dejected.
She's
a little
done.
bit different.
I mean, she literally got flushed. Amber Turd got flushed. She's over.
How much you want to bet Depp doesn't take the cash, or he takes the cash
That
and
would be a flex.
donates
No,
it?
I hope he donates it. I'm going to play a few clips. One of them talks about the cash, which is pretty interesting. This is a court TV guy that I found out today. I don't know if I have him. Let's see which order it is. I think I got him in order here. He's a fan of caffeine. Let's see if I get this one right here.
It looks like Amber Heard owes Johnny Depp $8.35 million. That's more than he paid in the divorce, by the way. So after the divorce, he's up more than $1 million after separating from Amber Heard. This is a game changer.
Boom. This is a game changer.
Oh, man.
I cut it at that part on purpose. He meant as a game changer for people that are accused falsely of domestic abuse.
Right,
correct?
for men.
Yeah,
for men. That's what he meant.
That's what he meant for men. Yeah. Oh, he was so pumped.
He's high-fiving.
Yeah. He was so pumped, dude.
Yes.
He's up on the divorce. That guy's been through a divorce. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's been through a couple.
That guy's been through a divorce. He's up on the divorce. This is unheard of.
He's my hero.
Game changer. It's a fucking game changer. Texting his ex.
Oh yeah. Oh, he definitely texted his ex something. If he didn't do it then, he's going to do it tonight hammered.
Yeah. Don't get too comfortable.
He's the best. Here's one more of this guy. This is what made me catch his attention. I started paying attention to him. This is when the judge and jury first walked out for the verdict before she sent them back because they didn't fill out the fucking amounts.
Case. So wait to hear for a series of yeses. If you start hearing no's, that's bad news for Johnny Depp. But if he gets a bunch of yeses and gets enough of them,
all right,
then
here we go, Vinny. They're coming in. The judge is on the bench.
Here comes the judge.
Holy shit! Holy shit!
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. He's so excited.
He knew it was coming.
It's like someone hit a home run.
Oh my gosh! It's the playoffs, man.
I wish they kept him mic'd up for the yeses. Would have been so.
Who is that guy?
I don't know, but he's the best.
He's somewhere fucking hammered in Virginia right now.
Yeah, Benny child support. Yeah,
he's incredible. So Depp's name is cleared by the Court of Law in Fairfax, Virginia. His agent's phone is currently blowing up like it's a Samsung Galaxy Note 7 with producers of upcoming blockbuster films. And if you think Top Gun 2 was big, wait until you see Mordecai 2. Nah, but Depp's going to be in a lot of movies soon. Book it.
Oh, yeah.
If he does another Pirates, it'll do like $1 trillion.
He said he never would for no amount, but I think that was a setup.
That was a setup.
That was a Dustin Johnson. He's going to get paid the highest anyone's ever been paid to do a Pirates. Overall,
put a statue up of him somewhere.
Yeah. Overall.
Shit.
Oh, shit. Sorry. Overall, it seems like the verdict was a popular one as people outside the courthouse just started chanting, Johnny, 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 and $10 million, $10 million, as the verdict was read.
Oh my God. This has been one of those cases. It hasn't been like one like this in a while where you have a celebrity or like a celebrity person who was rightfully wronged, and people are just losing their fucking minds because they're just so excited. They just want to be a part of it, part of history.
And I'll tell you what, I think in the end it was the stowaways in bed that did Heard in with the jurors.
Dude, I was thinking about this the other day.
I got to lose the side pack.
While I was driving, and yeah, there's the argument of the size of the turd, right? But like, you just know if it's human shit or not, right? Like I get it was argued, but like he was saying those are 2-pound teacup fucking Yorkies, like.
Well, if he also owned the dogs, he knew what the dogs' turds
That's human shit.
The dogs' turds look the same in bed as they do in the grass, unless it was diarrhea. If it was turds, he knows if it's the dogs or not.
Look, I pick up a Chihuahua shit every day.
It's tiny, right?
Tiny.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know exactly what it looks like too. It's the same every time.
Yeah, it's the exact same every time.
Exactly. Yeah.
You must have been hungry.
Always the same little pile.
Yep.
Heard doubled down after losing with a statement saying she was disappointed with the verdict and heartbroken, but even more disappointed that the verdict is a setback for women and that women should be able to speak up about violence against them and that she had her free speech taken from.
It's a setback for liars. It's not a setback for women. It's a setback for fucking liars.
So look, I agree with, like women should be able to speak out and she lost. She was proven to be a liar about the abuse specifically. Not every case is gotten correctly by the jurors and they weren't in the room with her and Depp, but legally they're saying she lied. Again, violence
Kate Moss thing is black and white lie.
Right. Agreed. Again, violence against the different relationship, but again, violence against anyone domestically is not okay, man or woman. It certainly seems like it happens way too often, at all being too often to women. And it's a very sad and scary, but also false allegations of domestic violence are scary and harmful, which is what this case was found to be. Our guy from the clips earlier had this to say about Heard's post. This is a post loss statement. And let's just go back to one last time.
His pants are off.
Yeah. One last time. This is good.
Read Amber Heard's statement because she lost. This jury said that she was not abused, okay? Is there anything potentially defamatory in the statement that Amber Heard just released? I listened to it. I got to look at it again. But to me, it almost seems a little more defamatory potentially than the op-ed was. And that was worth $10 million.
Yes.
This guy wants him to run it back.
He hit the multiplier.
Blood in the water and Benny smells it.
He wants him to run it back. He's so pumped.
He's so jazzed.
He's so pumped. Shit. I mean, I don't know. I still hope they get back together. It would be hilarious.
Right. All 4 of his ex-wives, Benny's, should be expecting a fresh lawsuit next week.
A scotch-ridden voicemail.
Be expecting a ring from Benny's lawyer.
Yeah. You defamed me, you whore. All right,
it definitely did turn into like a vindication for anyone that's dated a crazy chick. Like, see,
it's true.
It's definitely turned into
that guy's had a few crazy chicks in his life. Yeah.
Is it Vinnie Politan? I think it might be Vinnie Politan.
I don't know, but we should follow him.
Vinny?
I don't know.
I think I'll confirm here in a second.
Anyways, that's today's cup of coffee, which is brought to you by Sunday. Look, my yard sucked last year. It was embarrassing. I didn't want to invite anyone over to laugh at me. I'm not good at yard work, but thankfully, Sunday gets your lawn growing and helps to keep it healthy all season long, and even dummies like me can use it. Are you worried about all the chemicals you're using to keep your yard looking at its best? You should be, unless you're a serial killer. Traditional lawn care lays down 90 million pounds of pesticides each year, but Sunday is different. They're on a mission to change how people care for their yards because they don't use harmful pesticides, right? Sunday can help you grow a beautiful lawn without the guesswork or the nasty chemicals. Their custom plans include fertilizer and everything you need to easily care for your lawn. All you have to do is visit getsunday.com, put in your address, and their lawn analysis tool does the rest. They then use soil and climate data to create a personal nutrient plan delivered to your door when you need it. All you have to do is attach the ready-to-use pouch to a garden hose and spray. Boom. 15 minutes or less. I mean it's good.
It's nothing.
Convenient, affordable, the best.
That's nothing. Best of all, the stuff really works. And Sunday's offering our listeners 20% off. So that's 20% off your custom plan at getsunday.com/hard factor. That's GETSUNDA.com/hard factor. So go to getsunday.com/hard/factor. Sorry, getsunday.com/factor and get 20% off your custom plan.
Hell yeah. Pretty sure it's Vinnie Politan, but I can't confirm.
I'll keep the headband on, but I got to lose the hat.
That's all good.
Yeah.
Guys, Ohio lawmakers are taking a shot at solving our country's endemic problem where, well, let me know if you hadn't heard about this, but where some weirdo walks into a school building, usually with like a high-powered rifle, and massacres tens of school children aimlessly every month or so since, I don't know, around when Bill Clinton first recognized Pride Month back in 99. That's when it all started.
Columbine. What year was
that it?
Oh, yeah, 99, baby.
Oh, man.
99. Clinton was still president. Yeah. Anyway, the Ohio...
no.
Yeah, there you go. The Ohio Senate took the somebody should do something momentum of the recent incidents in the form of a bill that would reduce the number of training hours required for teachers to be armed on school grounds from 700 to just 24 hours. And they combine that bill with a tradition that's even older and better known than the American school shooting. And I'm, of course, talking about the Memorial Day sale. Here's a short clip, guys, put together by Ohio State Senator and retired Navy SEAL Frank Hoagland and Ohio State Congressman Thomas Hall of District 53, the two men that are sponsoring the bill. And I think this clip explains the bill in pretty great detail. So if you have any questions afterwards, you can ask me, but pretty much covers it. Here we go.
All right.
Flashing.
Handgun training hours, Ohio public schools.
Uh-oh, we're way up.
These repeated mass shootings happening in our schools.
Then drastically slashing.
The required number of training hours a teacher needs to have a handgun.
Need.
The peace of mind that you can do something with as an active shooter.
This is it. You'll save on all the
Time previously required to complete the training course,
accessories.
such as a holster or gun lock.
We need the room, so help us out and we'll give you
The opportunity to complete the training in just 24 hours versus the initially proposed 700 training hours.
Oh, I'm telling you, you don't want to miss the slashing
Required training hours.
savings event. Only at
Ohio Public Schools, if the recently Senate-approved House Bill 99 is thereby approved by the House and then signed into law by the governor, the state of Ohio. So there you have it.
Yeah.
Pretty clear, right? Did you
pretty
It's a big savings. Big savings. 700 to 24.
Yeah.
That's a discount.
Yeah.
What's the math on that?
See, normally they'd be slashing prices, but in this
paying
instance, they repurposed
90%.
a furniture commercial.
80 something.
Instead of prices, it's hours. Did you get it? Guys, yeah, so here's the deal. In June 2021, Ohio Supreme Court ended the ambiguity of what it would require for a teacher to carry a gun on school grounds, essentially be an armed backup, if you will, during an active shooter situation. And the Supreme Court decided 4-3 that school personnel who want to carry firearms would need extensive police-style training, about 728 hours, which is the equivalent of 20 years of experience. So
It does seem, way like impossible, basically.
tall order. But now, if this bill goes
nobody
through,
could do it.
you can do it in
Is it a Final Fantasy game?
one crazy weekend. You
lot of
can
hours.
get trained
Interesting.
up.
So they went from impossible to 1 day.
Yeah, maybe
Impossible
meet in the
to not enough. Some are saying. Yeah. So Democrats are actually kind of stoked because they changed it from 20 to 24 hours in its initial draft. But some are saying, this is just not enough. To give you some context, police officers get no less than 60 hours of training before they're able to, handle a firearm. So they're
Why
just
did
saying,
they have to do 10 times police officers?
I don't know.
I think it's because they didn't want them to do
Over-
it. I don't think it's because there was impossibility. with it.
Right. It sounds like a bullshit bill. Before,
I don't know why they
amended it.
chose 728 or whatever. That's
to
what
make it
was.
impossible, as Mark said. Yeah.
To make it, to
make it impossible.
And the one guy that does it's insane.
It was
by the
Supreme.
way. You gotta find a way to fire him.
I've been on the force
go to his
20
school.
years.
If you're some incel, you don't roll to that guy's school. He's gonna fuck you up. He did the 700 training hours.
He doesn't care
to
about
respond to
teaching
you.
the kids. He wants to shoot a school shooter.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. It probably is, Will, to make it impossible, but it's the Supreme Court. So they usually have like some sort of math equation that gets it there, whatever. Point was, it was 728 hours. Now it's, if this bill passes, it passed the Senate already, it's going back to the House, and then if it passes the House, it'll go to the governor for to be
So
signed
what's
into
this
law.
for? To be able to carry in school?
To essentially be deputized, backup, to have a handgun
As a teacher.
As a teacher,
to be able to defend their classroom.
exactly. That's the
How many hours do you need?
It's Amish Brock's idea.
Yeah, well, look, if you had called this idea out any time ago, I'd have been like, this is fucking stupid. But at this point, the state's trying this. We'll try anything at this point, guys. We'll try literally anything.
Look, this is just like how, like, you know how they're sending like social workers with cops sometime to respond to certain types of psychotic people. You know, teacher cops and like the blending of that. It's like a shade of gray, but like these problems are all shades of gray. So it's like the solutions probably also have to be a little bit like innovative or some type of compromise between all the
like to see
warring factions of how things should be done.
Totally. I'd like to see what a lot of parents think about it on you know.
So the parents
also,
are not happy.
Yeah. Also, like, where are they keeping the guns? Like safety, because a kid could get to these guns potentially. That's my main concern. Is like
only
some school
concern
shooter.
I have.
My main concern is a school shooter just knows the guns are already in the school.
I read the bill, which is still it's a work in progress, right? There's nothing in there about where the guns have to be stored.
That's the main thing.
Which I'm not saying they're not going to put that in there.
Desk.
Well,
no,
they'll be locked.
Kids are pretty good at like picking locks and shit.
Either
you could create a distraction. The teacher leaves the classroom, and then you could get into the gun thing. It would have to be very secure.
Either holstered or in a safe. Yeah.
Okay, but you could knock out a teacher and then take it out of his holster and shoot everyone. Like,
that teacher would have to be a little bitch.
Well, he's got his back turned to the chalkboard or whatever. No, you just hit him over the head with something.
Yeah, holstered like inside your shirt, though. I'm not saying like concealed.
Yeah, but if you're unconscious, you can get inside someone's shirt when they're unconscious.
Yeah, we've learned that. Look, there's lots of potential situations that could happen, right? But here's the deal. There may be a scenario. This could be a scenario. It could be a scenario where school shootings are so fucking horrible and taboo that the idea that a kid would break into a safe to take a gun is not going to happen. That's very, very possibly could be a situation, or it could be a situation where kids try to break into a safe. The bill didn't say anything about where the gun should be kept. Point being, but here's the other side. The other side, the Fraternal Order of Police and nearly every teachers union has been like, what are you talking about? Sherry Oberensky, who's the president of the Cleveland Teachers Union, says she found it ironic that lawmakers who don't trust teachers in the classroom to teach kids now want to arm them, saying, quote, we aren't trusted with the books we choose, but somehow we're supposed to be trusted with a gun in school.
But that doesn't make any sense. This is a voluntary program. So that statement is just asinine.
It's kind of it's to make a point about something different.
Right, but it's a totally
this statement,
it doesn't make any sense to the argument because this is a voluntary thing.
Well, to continue, another teacher said, I don't feel comfortable with it. We have teachers at school who forget their coffee mug in everyone's classroom. Heaven forbid we give that person a firearm.
This is more to my point. Where's the gun stored? That's my main concern.
So now they're saying the teachers are too inept to carry a gun.
No. Think about this critically.
Public school, elementary school teachers are often inept. I'm sorry, but
think of a few I trust with a gun.
Right. Think about it critically. So 24 hours,
what do you want me to think about?
Is literally like
I'm just reacting to what you're saying.
It's like a motorcycle training course, right? You could do it over the weekend. That's it's probably too low of a bar because you're going to have lots of people that are like, yeah, fuck it, I'll do it. And
I feel like armed.
I mean, like, are you a training specialist? I'm not. I don't know any of the answers. So. To think about it critically, I'd have to get trained in how many hours it would take.
Well, let's talk about economics. Like, are they paying these teachers more?
No,
you should get,
because if they are paying them more, why wouldn't they just pay for like 3 armed cops per school instead of teachers? What, like, you know how we had an armed guard at our school or cop or whatever? His name was Robin. We made fun of him because
they had him in Parkland and Robb Elementary.
Well, I'm saying have more of them. So the teachers are going to step up, Will, instead of the armed cops. Have more armed cops.
Teachers might want to.
Okay. Yeah, the teachers get killed too.
I understand that, but like I think that it's better to have maybe more armed guards.
I think it's a good idea to let the teachers who want to be allowed to step up if they want to.
I agree.
And then, but I agree that like they obviously need to be trained and need to keep it safe. But like officers already have guns in the school. What's stopping a kid from knocking an officer out? And
they're probably not. They're probably a little more scared of a guy in full uniform and boots than a fucking nerdy
the same
teacher.
Exact argument.
Boots are scary. Look, I think if you think about like your teachers that you knew, I would say like it's probably 8% of people that you knew throughout your public schooling that should be handling a firearm against a school shooter. But like, hey,
one extra gun.
That's what I'm saying.
Get more cops in there then.
That's what I'm saying.
Football coaches.
Well, the funding isn't quite there, I don't think.
Right.
For that.
I'm speaking economically. If you're going to pay the teachers more, then the funding is there. That's all I'm saying.
Well, yes. To that point, yes, you do know that guy or those couple of guys.
Dude, I knew a lot of guys that would.
But then you also know those guys or gals.
Fine with this rule.
Like who was the one? Who was the one that like Mark got into a fight with and like they got fired?
Mr. Maker, like just
he would definitely really do a 24-hour
He doesn't
course
need
to
a
have a
gun.
gun.
Yeah, he
you know what I mean?
doesn't
Like
need it.
that's my point. So make
He's
it
giving
100
titty
hours.
twisters to kids in class and throwing chalk things at them. Like he
Make
doesn't
it a
need
little
gun.
bit more serious.
Yeah.
But here's the deal, guys. Each school district gets to vote on whether or not this is even an option or not, and the bill won't be heard for a while. But here's the thing. At this point, guys, states trying shit out like this. Sure, fuck it. Try it out.
You got to try stuff.
Yeah, obviously.
Make it 60 hours.
Wasn't there another fucking
But yeah,
active
try
shooting?
it out.
6 more this past 2 days. Like, yeah, try some stuff out for sure.
It's better than what everybody else is doing besides Ohio, which is
Nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So good for them.
I did think it was funny, the woman saying that we got teachers that forget their coffee mug in every classroom.
But
Like,
they do.
Well,
oh
they're
no, I
doing
know they
both
do.
sides of
That's
the
what I'm
argument, though.
saying.
They're like, we're not, we can't be trusted with this, and we're too unskilled.
Oh,
to be
put
trusted
that
with this.
aside
Like,
for a second and
come
just
on,
rip
give it a
on
break. Teachers can't
absent-minded
play both sides of the
teachers.
fence.
Yes, they can. Yes,
They're
the ones
teachers.
that
They
don't
don't want it.
The ones that don't want their idiot coworkers to have a handgun in school can certainly play both sides.
Yeah,
of the
none of
fence.
them want
yes,
it.
they can.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it's worth it, I guess.
They go to the break room with these morons. They go to happy hour with them. Like,
They're sitting ducks too.
you should be skilled in order to be able to armed in school.
I'm just saying you can't take both sides of an argument. You can't be like those points
What do you
defeat
mean?
each other.
What's the other
It's
side
like,
of the argument?
the other side's like, oh, they don't trust us to teach because we're not empowered enough to do our jobs. And the other side is, well, we don't have
What do you mean we're not
intelligent enough
trusted to
people
teach?
or
Oh no, you're hearing
high
you're
enough-
hearing from someone, Will, who
That's
when they
what the two
chose the
quotes
profession
were,
of
yeah.
teaching, this was
No, I
so
made up
far
that they're
beyond
stupid.
the Rubicon of what they expected from or wanted from it. That when you're hearing from the woman talking about the books, like this is just this is Mars to her. That this
Being
is even a
forgetful
conversation.
doesn't mean you can't teach a class. It's like you can't.
No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that they took both sides of the argument. They were like, we're so skilled that we should be allowed and trusted to do our own thing, and we're not skilled enough to do any of this stuff that you're asking us to do.
no
and so
one's
it's like-
asking them to do it. Again,
No,
it's
it's totally
voluntary.
voluntary. Yeah.
So that's against
Yeah,
your no.
voluntary.
Totally 100% voluntary.
But that woman was in the quote was talking like it
She's
wasn't
pissed off
voluntary.
because they're banning books.
was.
She's living in a world that she doesn't want to live in as a teacher. Yeah.
Right. Well, none of these. No one
scared
wants
of
to live
guns.
in the world of school shootings. Period.
This is a fun topic. You guys ready to move on?
Yes.
Okay, pack your bags, gentlemen.
It's time for the TikTok International Moment.
And today's TikTok International Moment, we're starting in a place I've heard has a very beautiful airport, and then headed south from there. First up, Singapore, where a man named Raj Kumar Ayachami, I think that's how you say it, was busted back in 2015 with 2 kilograms of cannabis after the police in Singapore watched the drop-off happen between him and the dealer. The dealer drops off a bag, Raj picks it up. Police arrested. But Raj claimed the whole time that he thought he had ordered butterfly tobacco, which is basically synthetic weed and also legal in Singapore.
It's tobacco that gets you high.
Yeah.
You transform from a caterpillar to a butterfly.
Right.
You
It's
get-
called,
you-
yeah. I like this
yeah.
one strain called the Metamorphosis.
Yeah, exactly. Kafka.
I think that's what he asked for that day. Yeah. He was hoping for that. But unfortunately, he got the bag of weed and the cops saw it. And then the judge at the time didn't buy Raj's excuse that he was actually looking for his butterfly tobacco and sentenced Raj to death in 2020. So you guys didn't know that over 500 grams of cannabis is death in Singapore.
Well, it's 4.4 pounds that Raj got of butterfly tobacco.
Yes. So it was a big
Wow.
bag.
You really got to weigh it and get under the 500. If it's the death or not, difference between death or not.
Yeah, but Raj says he was going for that butterfly tobacco. Should have been legal. Should have been all clean.
I like my butterfly tobacco, and I like it in massive quantities.
That's
You
Raj.
said 498. Are you sure this scale's calibrated?
Wait, what did you say death was, Will?
Yeah, 500.
500 grams.
Oh, wow.
500 grams of marijuana.
Oh.
Funny enough, guys, extremely strict Singapore is also very good at policing because they caught everybody involved in the entire situation. The dealer, a guy named Ramadas, and the other guy who got Raj's bag of butterfly in the mix-up. So Raj did order butterfly. This other guy actually got the butterfly. Raj got this other guy's weed. And it turns out the guy who got the wrong bag, his name is Mark Calavilian Talamasa, Mark KT. KT and Raj, they shared prison yard time when Mark first got arrested and eventually became cellmates in 2018. And during a conversation they had in the yard one time, Raj told Mark about his arrest, and Mark said that he was at the same location on the same day to collect ganja, but got a bag of butterfly by accident. Thereby,
free Raj, bro.
yeah, confirming that it was a mix-up.
He's dead. He was
No.
They killed him
he
4
was sentenced
times
to death, Mark, but he wasn't executed in 2020 at that time. They took it to court. This was back in 2018 when they realized it. They took it to court, and at first it was rejected, obviously, the death sentencing and all. But on Friday, Singapore's Court of Appeals reversed that decision and acquitted both buyers since one had wrongfully been sentenced to death. The court felt the testimony was so strong because Mark, the guy who got the butterfly instead of the marijuana, remembered that on September 21st, 2015, the date of the bag mix-up, he remembered it so vividly because his pet hamster, Patrick, had died that evening. And Mark was, quote, quite close to Patrick the hamster, and he tattooed the words RIP 21.9.15 Pat on his middle finger a few days after.
That was a fortunate coincidence.
Yeah, Mark, so fortunate.
Love that hamster, huh?
That was a fortunate coincidence.
So fortunate, Mark, that obviously many, including the first judge that sentenced him to death, thought that they hatched that scheme after they were cellmates. Yeah.
No.
No one could love a hamster that much.
It sounds too odd to be fake.
No, that would be sick. That'd be a sick thing to do, to mess around with the love of a hamster like
they
that.
couldn't have come up with a better animal than hamster.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, but Singapore's Chief Justice Sundaresh Manan, here he is. He's a nice looking guy.
Oh, those
he
things
looks like
live a year.
He looks like he's gonna tickle you, is what he looks
jail
like.
he looks like he likes a hamster.
Looks like he's soon to rush into throwing life sentences at people. You know?
He's a tickler. He's got
No.
in his
He's
rear.
the guy who overturned it. He ruled that Mark was, quote, Mark was effectively implicating himself in a very serious offense, which at the time he gave evidence he had not been investigated for or charged with. He had much to lose and seemingly nothing to gain in doing this if it was all false, which makes a lot of sense.
Which is true, because he was basically.
Now is he gonna die?
No.
No.
Because he never got the weed, so he didn't commit the crime.
Oh, love it.
Yeah,
figured it out.
So they had to acquit both because it was a wrongful death penalty. You know, the judge, the Supreme Justice Manan.
This is going to be like a
Singapore
fable in the future. It's like that fable, like where the kings, like the two women both say that the son's theirs or the child's theirs, and he's like, "All right, I'll cut him in half." And the one woman's like, "Okay," and the other woman's like, "No, no," because it's actually her child. This is like that. It's like a Singapore version of that.
Because Mark stepped up and admitted to a crime, even though because he felt bad that the other guy was going to be wrongfully put to death.
Should be a movie.
Yes, it should be.
Seinfeld episode.
Singapore, very tough place to be a weed smoker, but look at
King
this
Solomon. King Solomon.
Yeah. Thank you.
Look at that airport right there.
Yeah.
Holy shit! Yeah,
That's
I've always
the
wanted to
Singapore
go
airport.
there,
Bro, it looks like Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Yeah,
in airport
it's
form and
incredible.
biodome.
It's the coolest thing I've ever seen. And speaking of the airport, let's take off from there and head south. I got to do a glasses switch here.
It's okay, man.
The aviators are on because it's a surprise Biden time. Talking the fog of war while we're in the plane. All international Biden news. And in Taiwan, if you ask WWJD, you find out quick. New trade talks are launching with a USA-Taiwan direct trade deal on track for signature by the end of the month of June. So the IPEF was the existing basically Asian NATO led by the Quad, which is America, India, Australia, and Japan. But the U.S. wants to make this direct deal with Taiwan because all of the other members of the IPEF, or a lot of them, are uncomfortable with Taiwan because they're in another trade deal with China, including Australia and Japan. But the U.S. wants to make sure that China doesn't invade Taiwan. So ipso facto, direct trade deal with Taiwan. No, that's what's coming. Yeah.
Okay.
There we go. And in Ukraine, which could potentially bring us closer to war with China, who knows? We'll see. And in Ukraine, Russia is about to fully take the city of Severodonetsk, but Biden unveiled 700 million more USA rockets and more than that going to Ukraine, bringing the grand total spent so far to $4.6 billion Really hope they restart those negotiations, since Russia has a lot of the Donbass now, like the part they're going to probably annex anyways. And gas and inflation are out of control, but there's still a lot left of that $40 billion that Congress just approved to spend in Ukraine.
Is there an update on Putin dying yet? Is he almost?
Nah, he's
fine. He's hanging. Yeah.
And finally, for those keeping
They're
score,
saying it's bullshit.
Yeah, it's wildly overhyped. Yeah.
Yeah. Russia's saying, got you. Finally, for those keeping score at home, Biden did kind of go back on his quote, no long range missile promise to Russia, which he had said earlier this week in this latest package that just got approved. And the White House had to clarify that they aren't pushing a handgun ban after his last comments. People are still mad about the baby formula shortage, and Hunter may have sent him a homemade porn one time from his personal Pornhub creator account, RH East.
Hey, Dad, check it out.
Laptop from hell.
RH East.
Yeah, that's Hunter's personal porn creator account on Pornhub. But would you look at that, fellas? We have landed in Australia, Shark Bay, Australia, where they discovered the world's largest plant, the Posodinia australis. And it is this one in Shark Bay. It's just grass. It is more than 112 miles long and covers 77,000 square miles. One massive plant larger than Brooklyn.
Does that beat the mushroom? Is a fungus?
Yeah, because the mushroom isn't technically one, is it?
Does that beat?
Yeah, no. The largest organism is a fungus, but it might not be a plant. Is a mushroom a plant, or is a fungus technically a plant?
Oh, it would be a fungus. You're right. This is a plant. Yeah.
Damn.
So this one reproduces by cloning itself. And in a perfect environment like Shark Bay, which is a nature preserve, so nothing can fuck with it, it can grow indefinitely, and it also gets smarter by getting bigger. This one possesses 40 chromosomes compared to the basic 20 for this variety of seagrass, which is pretty cool because it could just clone itself to get bigger forever, but it's also extremely cocky. It's such a cocky plant.
Well, it's got double the chrome. It's definitely taunting.
It feels good about itself, but one day it's going down.
Well, yeah, we're gonna eventually move. Millionaires and billionaires going to move into Shark Bay and get their yachts and destroy it. Enjoy it until
we eat it.
Enjoy it until humans can fuck you. Yeah,
right. Somebody puts one drop of sunscreen on it and the whole thing dies.
Can we put it on robots to make them feel more human so we can fuck them?
Before you know it, it'll be dressing up buffets at a Pizza Hut.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
exactly.
that seagrass will be no more. But for now, it's huge, biggest plant.
Cool. All right, guys. We're gonna stay on the plane. We're just gonna go hop on over to Las Vegas, or Lost Wages, or Sin City, home of the panic attack. Mark, I know Vegas holds a special place in your heart. You got married there.
That's correct.
Thousands of others do each year. In fact, Vegas weddings bring in.
I was wearing this pirate outfit actually.
It was a hell of a wedding, man.
Fit right in.
It was a fucking electric wedding.
It was awesome. It was.
Yeah,
it was
Vegas
a great
weddings
weekend.
best.
Yeah. In fact, Vegas weddings bring in $2 billion a year to Las Vegas. Huge part of the city's, economy. And among those thousands of weddings a year, many choose to forego the traditional wedding and have what many consider the ultimate Vegas wedding, a wedding performed by the king himself, Elvis Presley.
Yes.
Here's a little clip of a little Elvis wedding in Vegas.
And as you do so, I'm going to ask you to hold on to her hand, look into her eyes.
Look at this shit.
And say, Carrie, with this ring.
Carrie, with this ring.
I promise all my love, baby.
I promise all my love, baby.
I promise all my life.
I promise all my life.
I will always be.
I will always be.
Your hunk of burning love.
Your hunk of burning love.
You love me, teddy bear.
Wow.
Put it chain around my neck and leave me anywhere.
You guys,
How
get
much
the
that
idea.
cost right there?
About $200.
Not much, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then they sell you it's like in the Hangover, they can sell you like souvenirs and like pictures.
Pictures,
it's like going to like a theme park. You can get a picture of yourself for $20 and all this bullshit.
100% worth it.
Yeah,
Exactly.
It's
If I didn't do it over
not how
again,
mine went, but it's awesome.
maybe
You get to
an
pick your
Elvis,
Elvis. Like that was Aloha Elvis.
Yeah, you get to pick them. You get to pick like leather
Jailhouse
jacket,
Elvis, or
leather jacket Elvis,
Fat Elvis.
right? Fat Elvis. So
I'd want Fat Elvis.
Boyish
Almost dead
Elvis.
Elvis.
Yeah, almost dead Elvis, please.
Elvis popping out of his suit.
what do you see? The
Shows up
photo I
late.
got later. Almost dead Elvis is something. So weddings, elopements, huge drunken mistakes performed by Elvis impersonators make up a significant part of that $2 billion, according to the AP. But it's unfortunately, it's now or never for those who can't help falling in love and wanting an authentic Elvis wedding, because the hound dogs and devils in disguise over at Authentic Brands Group, which owns the right to several major brands and celebrities, including Shaq, Marilyn Monroe, Julius Erving, Muhammad Ali, and of course Elvis, those weddings will no longer be a staple of Las Vegas, and wedding chapels specializing in Elvis weddings are all shook up because most have been sent a cease and desist order to just about every Elvis-themed wedding chapel, saying they can no longer use Elvis's likeness to perform weddings, causing some to plead with Authentic Brands to save their business, saying, quote, "Don't be cruel."
Why are they doing that?
That's 6, baby. That was nice, Wes.
Yeah, there's a few more. So from the AP, with Elvis so closely tied to Vegas wedding industry, some say the move could decimate their businesses. Quote, "We are a family-run business, and now we're hanging on with the big dogs," says Kayla Collins, who operated Las Vegas Elvis Weddings Chapel.com and the Little House of Hearts with her husband, who's judging by the photo.
Oh, this is so sad for her. It's sad for all these little Elvis chapels. What's going to happen? They'll bleed them out, and then these guys will have to close, and then the legit Elvis one will just open like one.
So who has the rights to this? Who's doing this?
Just wait, I'm getting to
Elvis's family or something.
MGM.
No, it's the Authentic Brands Group. They have the rights to Elvis.
Brands, yeah. So they're just going to wait till all these mom and pops die out, starve out, and then they'll.
They don't have. They're either protecting the rights or they've licensed the rights.
Yeah, they've licensed it. They here's their Let me see if I can pull it up.
Oh, here's
their website.
Pubes to
They've
them.
got a lot of brands that they have in their portfolio.
They just acquire brands.
Yeah,
and then destroy people's lives with.
My God!
Yeah, the county clerk said that this is pretty much going to destroy a portion of the wedding industry. A number of people might lose their livelihood. One chapel last weekend had,
but Elvis's family will be remembered by the lawyers.
Yeah. Now, some with suspicious minds might be looking at another devil in disguise behind the cease and desist order, that being the Graceland Wedding Chapel, which performs 6,400 Elvis-themed weddings per year, who have not yet been served the order. In response to why their chapel has not been served an order, the manager said, quote, "Baby, what you want me to do?" And
does Elvis have a song called "We Wet the Beak" all the time? That's how we did it. We greased the wheels.
Athletic Brands could not be reached for comment, choosing the route of a little less conversation on the matter. Now, I did reach out. I did reach out to the Graceland Wedding Chapel to see if they did in fact pay this privilege and if they were responsible for ruining all the other businesses. And I think the call speaks for itself. Here it is.
Okay.
Wedding Chapel, this is how may I help you?
Yes, hey, I am coming into Vegas in about 2-3 weeks. Wondering if y'all are still doing the Elvis weddings.
We sure are. The Graceland Wedding Chapel has not received any of those letters, and we are conducting our business as usual.
Did y'all pay for the rights, or are you the only one that's going to be able to do it, or?
We are good. There's no worries at all towards our side of the business, and unfortunately, I'm not able to share too much information about it, but
no worries at all. Well,
all you need to know is there's no concern, and if there is, we will let you know.
Okay.
You need to know.
Okay. Well, I think y'all done the right move by paying those people. Now, let me ask you, Sarah, what if I wanted to dress up as Elvis myself and get married by the king? Could y'all do that?
You sure could do that. You're able to dress however you'd like.
That's amazing. Okay. All right. Now let me ask you this, and this is going to seem a little weird, and if you can't help me, maybe you can point me in the right direction.
No worries at all.
My fiance has always wanted to have a menage a trois with Elvis. Can we rent Elvis for the evening?
I do not believe that our Elvises will be rentable.
Okay.
Though I may be able to put you in the right direction. That might have to be a later question after
Vegas.
your booking.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You know, a few Elvis gigolos out there. I like the sound of that. All right. Okay, sir. We're speaking the same language.
Local.
We just have a lot of impersonators, and we could talk to them, and I don't know if they know anyone or.
Hey, we can slap an Elvis outfit on any dick, right?
It's Vegas. So
Yeah.
You can find anything out here.
That's right.
To be honest with you.
Okay, all right. Well, hey, like I said, I'm gonna get back to you after I talk with my lady, and you have been most helpful, and I thank you, and good luck with that monopoly y'all got out there.
Of course. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I look forward to hearing from you.
All right. Case closed.
Monopoly.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, she said
that was
no
entrapment,
worries at
Wes.
all.
Case
It was
closed.
entrapment.
Well,
No, it's not. Not Nevada. It is a one-way state.
Oh no,
It is.
not
Absolutely.
that. What I mean is entrapment is that Wes
She
got them to
has
admit that
connections.
they're violating the right to publicity, which is what this is. This is right to publicity, and
Well, also, there's no prostitution in Vegas. You have to go outside of Vegas. You're almost getting her to admit to like male prostitution.
I'm not talking about the
illegal.
prostitution.
Illegal
the
in
actual
Vegas.
crime here.
But escorts are
The IP
legal
crime.
inside Clark County, I think so.
Outside of
Escorts.
Vegas.
Escorts.
You got to go towards the Bunny Ranch.
Yes, you have to go to a legit prostitute, but you can
Right.
get an escort inside Clark County, no problem.
I don't think so.
I think you
legally? No.
No.
Here's
No,
Not
an
in Las
escort,
Vegas.
not a prostitute.
Yeah, but an
you
escort,
could also do the same
an escort that doesn't have sex
very
with you.
high, a very high dollar.
If the cops came in and caught the escort, which they're not going to police in Vegas, but if an escort was blowing you, that's illegal.
Right.
The
I think it
escort's
would
supposed to
cost
take you around and like
it would cost
be your
you
date.
significantly higher than to go out to a bunny ranch. Yeah,
No, you can fuck a whore for $20 in Vegas. I'm just saying you're not supposed to, admit it on air.
right.
Point is that Graceland, Wedding Chapel are really the ones that are fucking over the rest of the companies.
Do you think they're
It's
in cahoots?
possibly,
You think they're
allegedly.
in cahoots with the thing?
So here-
Yes, 100%. I think they paid.
Why
for
they're the
rights.
only ones that haven't got the season
Yeah,
desist notice.
no, and you heard her.
Yeah.
I can't go into detail how we're doing that, but we're doing it.
No
So guys,
worries.
the right.
At all.
It's
Exactly.
right.
At
It's
all.
it's right to publicity, right? Which is like a pretty. I've actually done some reading it. It's an emerging area of the law, and each state is like drastically different. But what you can't do, 100%, is advertise a product. That's what you can't do. There's an argument to be made that like, oh, me being Elvis, that's my free speech. But if you're saying Elvis is gonna marry you, and that's the product, and you're using Elvis to sell the product, absolutely illegal.
No, well, they're still doing it. This one's illegal. Elvis themed wedding packages. This is Graceland's cover page of their website. Clearly, Elvis is marrying. The thing about Vegas is that you can use Elvis Presley's like likeness and all of that in performances. So as an Elvis show is as a performer, entertainers can recreate that on stage, but not like in this
You
aspect.
can't sell a product solely on the name of Elvis. But they're trying to make case law.
It's a law in Vegas specifically.
They're making case. They're making case law is what they're doing right now. Because literally, like these laws. Did I tell you guys about the fucking?
I'm telling you, in Vegas, you can with Elvis. It's a specific Vegas law.
Right. It's just the brand that owns it is now coming after them because they couldn't in the past and because of this law in Vegas that Wes is describing.
Yeah.
And then now this brand is sending cease and desist and it's fucking everything up, fucking up the whole
It's
industry.
fucking a ton of people up.
There's a lot of people that got married probably in small Vegas, places with Elvis that they're going to be like, they can't go back to the place. That sucks. It's similar to like they're tearing down the Mirage. I guess the Hard Rock bought the Mirage bought the Cosmopolitan. So where I got married is getting torn down. I can't go back. It's bullshit. Come on, Vegas.
Dude, you know what's fucked up? I'm gonna put up a photo here and let me know what you guys think. When I put this photo up, what do you think of right here?
Vanna White as a
Wheel of
robot.
Fortune.
From the Spaceballs, Vanna White.
Yeah, Spaceball.
All right, so check this out. So that is an actual still image from a Samsung commercial that ran in 1994, right? And they were essentially saying like in the future you might have a robot Vanna White. Vanna White sued and won a lawsuit and got paid buku cash because of that image right there.
Yeah,
Right?
really?
Is that Vanna White? No.
No.
Here's the other way it happened.
If I was Spaceballs, I'd sue.
Norm and the other guy from Cheers that sit at the end of the bar. Cheers licensed out two animatronic their name wasn't even Norm and Cliff. It was like Jerry and Don, and they didn't look like George Wendt and the other guy. But these animatronic dudes would have a beer with you at airport bars, right? Cheers thought, we're well within our right to do this. We can set, Cheers Jerry and Cheers Don, two characters not from the show. We can sit them at the end of the bar. They're robots. You have a beer with them. George Wendt and his partner Cliff sued and won for and they shut it down and own all those fucking Cheers franchises.
You're right about
Elvis is
publicity
dead,
law.
so,
You're
like,
right
I
about
guess the
publicity law,
state
Pat.
could-
But in Vegas, there's a statute that protects for live performances and shows. It's the exception to the publicity
Right.
law.
So this group coming in is fucking that up for Vegas.
Yes, they're fucking it up. First for the weddings, they might try to go after the live performances, but for right now, it's just the wedding chapels they're starting with.
Dark day.
Yeah, it sucks. Yeah, but
People are gonna. This isn't the first financial like nut chopping we're gonna see, because as the Yellen and Mr. Diamond predictions come more true, there will be more blood in the financial streets.
And a
for sure.
hurricane.
that's right.
Yeah.
I mean, Pat, I got a few more for you. This is going to put so many chapels and families out of business, and soon those families will be living in the ghetto, or worse yet, living in a tent under a Kentucky rain, or of course in a cheap room at the Heartbreak Hotel.
Okay, so I have 14, but I think you did Devil in Disguise twice, so 13.
I did.
It's pretty good.
Devil in Disguise.
Yeah, pretty good though.
That's
pretty
good.
strong.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, we got to spin the wheel.
Boom. Cup of coffee, the big time tomorrow. Oh, and did anybody already spin for the voicemails?
No.
No, we'll do it now.
Okay. Wes will be cup of coffee in the big time.
Fair.
I don't like that story, Wes. I don't like what's going on there.
Yeah, it's a bummer, isn't it?
Hey, it's super bummer. Pat will be TikTok International Moment.
We'll see you out there, man.
And down to the wire, but Mark.
Are we still doing voicemails? I thought we killed it.
I don't know.
Voicemails and 5-star reviews.
I think
Mark,
most people think we killed it.
gonna be up to you.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
If not, I'll come up with a different segment.
You want to get mad, Mark?
Yeah, exactly. Wild card. Mark,
That's
you got
what,
wild
that's
card.
what they looked like.
Oh, hilarious.
Those are the animatronic
So I think
Cheers characters.
George Wendt has a little bit of an argument, but Cliff has absolutely no argument.
They don't
No,
have. Yeah.
I can see why they won. Why did they put it like they should have made them actual robots instead of humans? They should have won that.
Come on, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, and they're different. They're like
legit.
they're different names. Yeah.
Well, also, I mean, Cliff, what else did he do? I would sue if I was Cliff too, because there's so much going on.
That's true.
Yeah.
But that's going to do it for Hard Factor today. We'll see you tomorrow. We love you. Have a great fucking day.